creating an emotional connection through emerging technologies. Hi, I'm Tanya Hall for ZDNet, and joining me is Whitney Fishman Zimber, Managing Partner of Innovation and Consumer Technology at Wavemaker. Welcome, Whitney.
Thanks so much for having me.
And what does Wavemaker do?
So, Wavemaker is a media marketing company, part of Group M and WPP, focused on some of the largest clients in the world.
And your role at Wavemaker is?
So I run innovation and consumer technology, which is a very bright, shiny term. But really, what I do is I work with our clients and our people to help them understand emerging and new technology and platforms and how consumers are using them, and how brand marketers can leverage those platforms and technologies to impact the purchase journey for consumers.
You wrote a report after you returned from CES on some of the emerging technologies that you witnessed there. What really stood out to you?
I love CES because it's a great level set. I also love that it wasn't the first week of the year this year. It's always nice not to have your first day back in the office in Las Vegas. But what I loved about CES this year, it was less about bright, shiny objects and sort of hot flash technologies that were on the floor for the PR, but it was much more a conversation about what's under the proverbial hood. So what's driving it, whether it's AI, it's almost a data-driven spine, biometrics. What are the technologies like voice that are really actually powering these technologies and platforms and providing real utility and solution, not just bright, shiny objects?
What are brands using in the way of Internet of Things, and that you saw at CES that you could use and to help them grow?
I mean, historically, IoT is a great opportunity in theory, but the problem before is you had separate companies like a GE saying, we can make your home smart if you only have our products. And I don't know anyone, even if they've built their homes from scratch, who have 100% one brand's technology in their home. It's not really feasible and it doesn't really make sense for most people. But now you're seeing real platforms, and sort of third-party platforms like Amazon, like Apple, like Google, that are trusted by consumers that other third-party brands can actually plug into. Now you're really seeing real connectivity and conversation, and something that consumers are excited about from a security perspective, they trust more, and you're finding more natural forms of utility. So you naturally have the bright, shiny objects like the shower head that'll play your Spotify through Amazon. But at the same time, you have technologies that can actually connect, more Jetsons-esque for a seamless experience that brands can plug into more naturally.
What are some of the challenges that your clients have, or some of the concerns as you get them excited or try to encourage them into this new world of emerging technology?
Well, obviously, there's a lot out of their control. So there's always going to be security concerns if you don't own the platform and the end product, which is why I think platforms from companies like Amazon, like Google, that already have the consumer trust really help them clear that hurdle. But also, you saw last year, there were hundreds of brand skills that hit devices like the Amazon Echo, which is great, but having something for the sake of, I always say, what's the value, what's the utility you're providing, then let's figure out how to deliver it. Because being somewhere, being on a platform, having a voice skill for the sake of, if you don't provide real utility, it can really backfire on a brand and just consumers will ignore you.
How important is it for brands to maintain an emotional connection with their consumers when introducing these kinds of unfamiliar technologies?
I think it's major. At the end of the day, brands are utility, right? So you can always find something cheaper that can be delivered faster. It's what's that emotional connection that makes you want to try something, that makes you want to go out and find it, that makes you want to pay a little more, wait for that delivery, go to Target or Walmart to find your brand. Emotion is really important because if you continue to deliver value, you continue to sort of earn that equity. It's like any relationship in your life. It's a give and a take. But if you're not giving or getting anything, you're going to give up on it.
You've been in this space for a while. Some of your clients are in the health and healthcare space. What were some of the emerging technologies that you saw that could help your clients from CES?
So health and wellness is something I'm really passionate about on a professional and personal level. I come from a family of doctors. I love it. What was amazing this year is you went from these bright, shiny objects of we can track this, we can track that, to we can provide the data to help you take care of yourself, whether that's directly to your healthcare provider, your insurance company, back to you. We can connect actual data points that matter to really help you track your health, whether you have a chronic illness or you just want preventative health and wellness opportunities. So you're really seeing true, genuine technologies that deliver on the EQ side of things and the emotional, and don't just give you a data point that you don't know what to do with, but serve it back in actionable ways. And it's that data to action that gives brands the opportunity to get on board and provide that support, provide that incentive to keep going and to keep progressing in your health.
What's your biggest advice for, or your best advice for business leaders who are interested in getting their product or their customers and engaging through their customers through emerging technologies, but are a little afraid to take that leap? What's your advice?
That's a great question. I always say try the technology from a consumer perspective. I'm constantly bringing in new tech platforms, devices into my company because our clients could be incredibly competent, incredibly smart, and confident in the decisions they're making with testing, but everybody involved needs to. And you need to not just know about it as a marketer, you need to try something as a consumer. It's a lot of times when you touch the technology, use it as a human and not just someone trying to market or sell something, you see it in a different way and you experience it in a new way that can really trigger insights to improve a product offering, improve the connectivity, and really do something that's unique and actually delivers on that utility proposition.
You've talked about using technology for course correction. Can you explain what you mean by that?
So there's a lot of missteps that happen when you're learning a new technology and technology is emerging. If you think about nearly any tech platform, what it was originally designed for isn't always how consumers adopt it, right? Technology changes, the use cases change, people are very creative, they're very smart. But a lot of times you could put something out there that isn't necessarily embraced or used in a way that you're looking for. So what's great about the new emerging tech that we're seeing, like voice and IoT, companies that sort of pushed out things like a mobile app just to have the mobile app, or a website that doesn't necessarily provide that much utility, you have an opportunity to connect something new. So we've had clients, for example, that have phenomenal mobile apps, but you look at your top of your cell phone, you probably have 40, 50 apps, you may probably only use 5, right? So now you have a chance to add that extra layer. So you could do more with your app. You could add AR to it and let them bring things to life in their own living room. You could add a skill that connects and plugs back into the app. You have this opportunity to build on assets that you already have. I think a lot of times people look at these new technologies and they go, ugh, something else to invest in, something else to add to my list, something else to try. It's not about a laundry list of testing. It's how do you build on the overall experience you want to offer consumers, and how does that plug into the assets you already have and the way that you can grow them by bringing in opportunities like voice, like AR.
Well, I know there's a lot to absorb with this year and trying to keep up with all of the exciting emerging technologies and how we're going to use them to better forward our business. You've got some great advice on that. If somebody wants to find your paper that you've written, or maybe ask you some questions or just connect with you, how can they go about doing that, Whitney?
Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Whitney Fishman. You can email me, whitney.fishman@wmglobal.com, or check out Wavemaker Global and you'll see a lot of the content that I produce.
Well, thank you so much. And if somebody wants to follow me, they can do that. You can find me here at ZDNet or Tech Republic, or find me on Twitter at Tanya Hall Radio, or connect with me on Facebook by searching for The Tanya Hall Show. Until next time.